presentation will be Toastmasters Internship for Success. Please welcome Lance Miller.
Let's do a mic check. Is that on? You can hear me?
Yes.
One for the money, two for the show. Okay, I won't sing.
Please.
Thank you. This is my first trip to District 53, with the exception of the International Convention, which I had a great time. I went for a walk in the woods and almost got lost. And I had to apply all my Boy Scout skills in the thick Connecticut wilderness on that August day. It was my first trip to District 53. I think I have the best job in the world. I sort of like getting paid to be on vacation, except I don't get paid. You know, a lot of people think when you win the World Championship of Public Speaking that all your problems are over. What happens is you get a whole new set of problems. You get invited to speak for free around the world is what happens. But I've literally, with Toastmasters, had the opportunity to travel. Oh man, it's over 55 countries now. I was just in South Africa for about 3 weeks, first part of October. I was in Saudi Arabia earlier this year. I was in Singapore and India. And now I'm in upstate New York. With that, what's interesting is every place I go, I talk to the same type of people. We're all human beings. Isn't that odd? We're all human beings, all struggling with, to me, the same fundamental issues in life. And what I want to talk to you about today is what I got out of Toastmasters, what I've learned from it. But before, just a quick survey of the audience. Is there anybody here whose life turned out different than you thought it would? Me too. Me too. Now, on that scale, would you agree that in some ways our life turned out maybe better than we thought it would in some ways? And in some ways we had dreams and aspirations that we didn't achieve that we sort of wished we would have, because that's how mine went. Okay? When to me, I had like almost an ideal childhood. I grew up in this little town in Indiana. I was the fourth generation. When I talk to little, it's like 2,000 people. It's like half the size of Fishkill, you know? So, I don't know how big this town is. I got to walk around through it yesterday. My family had a milk and ice cream business I got to grow up in. We raised horses. It was a little bit like a cross between Andy and Mayberry and the Waltons. Okay? And with that experience, a lot of times I felt like I was like literally off the crossroads of the world. Hollywood, movies, things like that were things that were on another universe someplace. Now I live in Los Angeles, and I have so many friends in the movie business. We go to films, and you go, oh look, there's Denise, there's Jeff. Oh my gosh, you got a role in that, and you see all these people and all the connections that we have. But what's amazing to me, as I said. When we start off, at least when I started off in life, I had all these great dreams that I wanted to achieve. And then for me, I got out of college and I went into the family business, and that didn't work out. There's something called nepotism. And I still have this sore spot on my head right there. I think my dad's got one too, from just butting heads. So after about 4 years in that business, I took off for Los Angeles and said, I'm going to take control of my life. And I'm going to make things happen the way I want. And about 5 years later, I found myself face down in the proverbial, field of life, sucking this dust in, going, what happened? Nothing was turning out like I wanted. And I knew that I needed to up my game. I needed to do something. I didn't really want to go back to college. I didn't like sitting in classrooms. And I wound up joining Toastmasters, not really thinking that was the thing. But that decision to get in this organization has changed my life so much. And I want to share with you sort of where that came from, because I started to find a place that I could actually mess up. I could fail in, I could screw up. And people gave me a pat on the back and a thumbs up, and they still loved me, because I was doing that at work, and they didn't do that at work. Now, I'm probably preaching to the choir. You've all probably experienced the same thing, right? Here's what actually occurred, and this talk today is all about how I use Toastmasters as like an incubator. I used it as my exercise program in leadership and communication. I used it to make my mistakes in. And what I see so many people do is they get about 30 or 40% out of their Toastmasters experience. And what I did, I was pushing this system every chance I could. And I was trying to take advantage of everything it did for my own personal growth. So I'm going to share with you sort of what happened and what I've seen over these 23 years in Toastmasters. And yes, I do it to this day. I'm working on my 25th CC. And there's a specific reason that I do that, which I'll get into. But I work the program, and I work the program today. Even though I'm a world champion speaker, I'm only at my club meetings 20 weeks a year. Because I'm on the road the rest of the time. I still get a CC a year in. Okay? Because I work the program, and I'm in Toastmasters. And one of the biggest things I've seen in Toastmasters is that people don't do the program.